Hi everybody! I am really excited today because I have an awesome story that I want to read you called Hey Little Ant. Now, I don't know about you, but I have been outside lots. I've been going for walks and I've been gardening in my yard, and I have seen lots of little ants outside. Now, this story is all about a boy who finds an ant. And we're going to do a little writing project about this story today. And the writing we're going to do is called persuasive writing. And what that means is you are going to write some ideas to try and convince the reader to either squish the ant or save the ant. And you need to have evidence and you need to have reasons to try and be convincing. So that's what we're going to do today. So I am excited to read this story. So try to be open-minded while I'm reading. Don't think already, oh, if I saw an ant, I would squish it or I would save an ant. I want you to listen to the story here because there are some really good reasons as to why you should do maybe squishing or saving. So let's find out. Hey Little Ant by Philip and Hannah Hoos. Illustrations by Debbie Tilley. Hey Little Ant. Kid says, hey little ant down in the crack. Can you hear me? Can you talk back? See my shoe? Can you see that? Well, now it's gonna squish you flat. And he's looking down at the ants in the cracks of the sidewalk. The ant says, please, oh please don't squish, do not squish me. Change your mind and let me be. I'm on my way with a crumb of pie. Please, oh please don't make me die. And there's the little ant right there. Looks like he's got his suitcases and he's got a crumb of pie. And he's saying, don't squish me. Ooh, I like this page. Look at this page. I'm gonna back it up. Look at, this is from the perspective of the ant. So if you were the little ant and you were looking up at this big kid, this is what you might see. And the kid says, anyone who knows that ants can't feel, you're so tiny you don't look real. I'm so big and you're so small, I don't think it'll hurt at all. And he wants to squish that ant. And here again is the perspective of the ant. The ant's now on a stick. Take a look at the boy. Look how big he looks to that ant. The ant says, but you are a giant, and giants can't know how it feels to be an ant. Come down close, I think you'll see that you are very much like me. And the boy is looking very closely at that ant. And the kid says, are you crazy? Me like you? I have a home and a family too. You're just a speck that runs around. No one would care if my foot came down. The ant says, oh, big friend, you are so wrong. My nestmates need me 'cause I am strong. Here he is reading with his nestmates in bed. I dig our nest and feed baby ants too. I must not die beneath your shoe. Do you think ants really sit at a table? I don't know. Looks like that table is actually a bottle cap. Could be. The kid says, but my mom says that ants are rude. They carry off our picnic food. They steal our chips and breadcrumbs too. It's good if I squish a crook like you. Oh, and there he is. He looks like a crook, doesn't he? He's got a mask on and he's got a bag or a sack. It looks like he's stealing some picnic food. And the ant says, hey, I'm not a crook, kid. Read my lips. Sometimes ants need crumbs and chips. One little chip can feed my town. Please don't make your shoe come down. Ant's got a point. It's only one little chip. Not a big deal, and it can feed a whole town. But, says the kid, all my friends squish ants each day. Squishing ants is a game we play. They're looking at me. They're listening too. They all say I should squish you. So his friends are telling him to squish him. I don't know. And look at that big ant. And look what happens when I turn it this way. There we go. Ant, I can see you're big and strong, says the ant. Decide for yourself what's right and wrong. If you were me and I were you, what would you want me to do? And see how it looks like they've switched roles? The ant is big, and look at the little boy. The little boy is small. So he's saying to the boy, let's switch roles. What would you do? If you were me, would you want to be squished? Got a good point. Should the ant get squished? Should the ant go free? It's up to the kid, not up to me. We'll leave the kid with the raised up shoe. What do you think the kid should do? And that's the end of the story. So what do you think the kid should do? Do you think the kid should squish the ant or save the ant? They both had very good points, didn't they? If you think squish, you are going to come up with some reasons as to why you think the boy should squish the ant. And you can't just say, because I don't like ants. You need to think of some specific reasons. So I think in the book, the boy had some pretty good reasons. His reasons were, he said, they steal food, right? So let's write, whoops, ants steal food. That's one good reason why you might want to squish an ant, because they do. I remember one time I had a piece of watermelon and the ants were all over the watermelon. They were trying to get the food that we had for a picnic. What's a reason that you might save the ant? Well, let's think about this stealing food part. The ant had a good reason. He said, what's one little chip to you? One little chip can actually feed my whole family. So ants don't need a lot of food. They only steal a little bit of food. So what's the big deal, right? So let's say ants don't need much food. With part of a chip, he could feed his whole colony, his whole family. Okay, what's another reason that you might squish an ant? I'm thinking I might squish an ant. I do not like them crawling on me. And sometimes that happens where you look down at your leg, you feel an itch, and you see an ant crawling on you. So I'm going to say they crawl on you. And a reason that I might save an ant, well, they're a living thing, just like you and I, or a cat or a dog. We don't want to kill living things. Okay, what else? What else do you think would be a good reason to squish an ant? Oh no, let's see if you can come up with some of your own ideas. So they steal food, they crawl on you. Are they really used for anything good? Like, can you think, what do ants do that you might use them for? I can't really think of anything. And what about save? What's another reason that you might save an ant? So I want to see if you can come up with as many ideas as you can as to why you would squish or save an ant. Now, on this page, on the printable, I would like you to decide what you would do. It says squish or save. And the first sentence says, I think the boy should, and if you think squish the ant, you're going to write squish the ant. If you think save the ant, you're going to write save the ant. Then here, you need to write three reasons. So if you say, I think the boy should squish the ant, you're going to write the first reason, the second reason why you think you should squish the ant, and the third reason. And then the last thing down here says a conclusion sentence. That's where you want to finish up your story and you're going to try and convince me. And maybe you will say, ants aren't harmful to us. Or if you're going to say squish, you might say some ants bite. It's totally up to you what your reasons are, but I want you to try to think of some really good reasons as to why you would either squish the ant or save the ant. And when you're out and about outside today, you might even see some ants. You might even use your reasonings to either squish a real ant or save a real ant. So thank you for joining me for this fun writing activity. I'm excited to see what you come up with. Have an awesome day.